Another day, another video. Can you believe it? Is this a fake week? I'm spoiling you right now. This shouldn't be happening. And I make a change to my starting lineup, Jerry West and Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway in the starting lineup? We'll see how this works. In this game, I'm going up against a 1-3-1 zone from start to finish. Almost a turnover there. Smoove goes behind the back. Come on, cuz. That's such a slow pass. Look at how hard I have to work on offense just to get a score. Shot clock cheese. I have some good news. This is my last video without live commentary. Live commentaries are coming back in the next video. Penny's left wide open and he makes that mid-range shot. This is a great gameplay to showcase how deadly, how annoying, how overpowered, how bad the 1-3-1 zone really is. I hand it off to Smoove. We gotta get out and run. They're sitting in that 1-3-1 zone, making it tough to score. We gotta get out in transition, get some easy dunks, some easy layups. For this entire possession, I had no passing lane, and I just have to hand it off right there. I don't know how I got that pass to Hakeem, but I did. But that's the bad thing about the 1-3-1 zone and trying to defeat it. For some reason, it seems like when you're going up against the 1-3-1 zone, it's almost like the game is making your team play bad so that you can't beat the zone. And what I mean by that, and look at this sequence. The animations just messed up that fast break. That should have been an easy layup. But it seems like when you're trying to defeat the 1-3-1 zone, even if you have a teammate open, a lot of the times he's standing in the passing lane. So you can't pass it to him because the defense will steal it. And a lot of that is because the defense is always everywhere in the 1-3-1 zone. It seems like they cover the entire court, even though that's not how it should be. They should be in a certain area, but even if it's open behind them, to the side of them, they move so quickly to get the steal. Just look at this possession. Look at how quickly the defense gets back into play, even when I pass it to somebody that's open. Jerry West is finally free and he knocks it down. He doesn't miss mid-range. Another frustration of dealing with the 1-3-1 zone is just how dumb your teammates are. They just don't know what to do, where to be, where to stand, when to cut, when not to cut. I see Smoove cutting to the rim. That's a lob. It's been a while since I've thrown down a lob to my boy Smoove. That felt good, but a little bit later in this game, you're going to see me sub in a more three-point shooting friendly lineup because I'm just getting tired of trying to, you see how I just have to keep doing this and it's so difficult to get where I gotta go. I want to just be able to make one pass, maybe two, and then the guy can shoot. So here's the lineup. Now I got John Starks in the game, and check this out. Look at how he's able to defend both Jerry West and LeBron. I kept passing it back and forth because I was amazed at how no one was open even for a split second on the pass. Look at this possession, it's crazy. Now the shot clock's winding down. I gotta do some shot clock cheese, a fading mid-range with Jerry West. And this sequence right here shows some crazy rebounding by LeBron James. He grabs that one over two players. I shoot another three, and now look at LeBron just leap with the left hand. That is some cheese. Jerry West is left open. He hits the mid-range. Notice that he does not miss mid-range. One of the reasons why it's so easy to turn over the ball when you're going up against a 1-3-1 zone is because your teammates don't know when to cut and when to shoot. Like right there, if you rewind, you'll see Jerry West was open and I wanted to pass it to him, but he cut into the paint where the defense was. I still get the score, but that's annoying. If you're wide open, you should stay in the spot that you're wide open. You shouldn't go cut across the lane because you're just messing everything up. And a lot of times what happens is when you make the pass, you thought they were going to stay where they were to shoot, and then they cut like right there. See, I thought John Starks was going to stay in the corner for three, but then he cut to the rim. It wasn't a turnover, but it could have very easily been a turnover. I get lucky there. No look pass to John Starks. But that's annoying because you never know what your teammates are going to do. You want to do one thing, and then your teammates want to ruin it by doing something else. And it seems like they do it on purpose. The reason why they're cutting when they shouldn't be is because they want you to turn the ball over. They want the guy running the zone to get the steal and get the score. So it's empowering people to continue to use the zone because everything is against you when they're doing it. It's simply amazing when you think about it, how much the zone defense really does to somebody's defense. You literally don't have to do anything. And I know a lot of people, they ask me, they say, how come I don't run 1-3-1 zones all game like all these other people? Because it's cheap. It's way too easy. When 2K14 comes out, we really have to pay attention to the gameplay fixes that they make. Are they going to fix the zone defenses? Are they going to fix your teammates on offense? Are they going to be smart enough to know how to beat a zone? Are they going to stand in the spots they need to be? Are they going to cut when they need to cut? Or are they going to be like in this game where when they're open, they're cutting and then it's a turnover. And then when they need to cut, they're not. They're standing in the passing lane. And I want to know if they're going to fix the spacing, because we already know that the spacing in this game just doesn't make any sense because people are getting blocked when they shouldn't. They need to fix all that stuff. And the interesting thing this year about the games coming out has to be NBA Live 14. Have you seen what they've been bragging about? The features in their gameplay. They're basically advertising the game and listing features that fix problems in the 2K game. It's hilarious. Like, if you look at their notes, they'll say things like, in NBA Live 14, you can block dunks. And that's something that in NBA 2K13 you can't do. So they're advertising right out the gate. They're like, in our game, you can block a dunk. They're also adding signature moves and animations. That's something that they haven't really had in their previous games. It seems like they're doing that directly to compete with 2K, because we know in 2K there's signature dribbles. Even though 2K13 doesn't really have signature dribbles, they're pretty generic. And they said that the game was going to be like that on purpose because of their new system or their new code or whatever they were putting into this game. So they said, 2K did say that when 2K14 comes out, we're going to have more signature specific stuff because everybody's doing pretty much the same crossovers. There's not that much variation, not as much as there used to be in the past. So NBA Live is saying, yeah, we got all that. We got the signature dunks and moves and dribbles and all these things. But I think NBA Live 14's biggest improvement, their best technology, is that BounceTek technology. BounceTek technology is a huge innovation in basketball gaming, if it really is what it is, because they're basically saying that in their game, the ball and the player are going to be separate. You know how in NBA 2K, you can't really steal the ball when you want to? You swipe your hand, nothing happens. You go into replay mode. You see that when you swiped your hand, it actually hit the ball, but the ball never came loose. And then other times you'll steal the ball when your hand wasn't even near the ball. Sometimes a animation will trigger where you just rip it out of their hands like you're playing at the playground or something. You're fouling them. There's just no consistency to the stealing of the ball. But in NBA Live 14, they're claiming that with BounceTek, the ball and the player are not the same. So when you swipe your hand, if your hand hits the ball will come loose. If that actually happens, if the game actually plays like that, they're going to be way ahead of 2K, because I don't know if 2K14 is going to have something like that, because it's never been like that. 2K has always been, in that aspect, it's been pretty random and you can't control a lot of things. There's a lot of animations, canned animations. Over the years, in some aspects, 2K has given us more freedom and less canned animations. But the canned animations are still there. We see it all the time when we're playing. It's everywhere. So if NBA Live really comes out with this BounceTek technology and it really is what it is, they'll have the one up at least in that department. And that's what they need to do. Coming back, they need to have technology that 2K doesn't have to stand out and to get people to play their game and actually give them a chance. Look at this possession. Why did that ball have to be fumbled? You see how I got double teamed there? I'm still going to score that sexy Euro step dunk by LeBron, but it just seems like when there's a 1-3-1 zone, everything is against you. So even though I made the right play, I passed out of the post, it had to get fumbled so that the defense could get back into the play. It just feels like that always happens when you're playing against the 1-3-1 zone. It's so tough. You have to work so hard to score. This fall is going to be a very interesting time in gaming, especially for basketball games, NBA Live. If it comes out, there's still some doubt because they've been saying that. They've been saying, hey, we're coming out this year. It never came out. But I'm excited for it all. So far, everything I've seen of Live, what's actually happening seems to be good, but the way it looks still doesn't look as good as 2K. And I think it really just comes down to animations. In 2K, we complain about the canned animations, but because of those animations, that's why the game looks as good as it does. That's why the players look like they're really doing those crossovers and those dunks and those layups, because their animation game is on point. And NBA Live, if you look at their footage, it still looks weird. Their layups, their dribbles, even though the dribble moves are nice and they do seem to have foot planning and all this other technology, it just doesn't look as good. So we'll just have to wait and see. We'll have to play it, see what it's all about. And finally, I'm able to create some separation with the scoreboard. I'm finally able to go on a run, score consecutively. And look at this move by Hakeem, dancing, knocking down McGee. Normally, I would show sportsmanship if I'm up, especially like this at the end of the game. But because he wanted to run that 1-3-1 zone from start to finish, there's no sportsmanship. There's only 5 seconds left. I'm going to give it to John Starks with the shot clock winding down. I'm fading. I'm cheesing. Splash. That's what you deserve. 1-3-1 zone. Take that. John Starks finished with 18 points, 4 3-pointers. He had the game of his life. He was really making it splash. That was a great substitution. And I had to do that. Going up against the 1-3-1 zone, I had to get proper shooters out on the court.